Yep, this is the little spring. It is very tiny, it weighs almost nothing, and if this one breaks, you will be pedaling forward and moving nowhere, because this one is an extremely important part of your Freehub. So this is our rear hub. This is the Freehub body. This is the system that connects the hub and the Freehub body. When you pedal to the front, you want your hub, this part, to spin along with the Freehub body and the cassette. And when you stop pedaling, you want this one to spin. Let me show you. Let's put the cassette on. Okay, this is our Freehub body with the cassette. Now you can imagine how it will look like. The chain goes here, you're pedaling, we are moving forward. But in order for this Freehub body and the hub to work properly, we need this little part, the other part, with these two little pawls. The number of pawls on different bikes can be different, and also it will be completely different with the ratchet system from DD Suite, for example, or other hubs right now. These go here and can move like this. Thanks to these pawls, you will be able to propel your bike and also stop pedaling and still go. And this is why this little spring is extremely important. Let me show you how it looks like when it's assembled. Here we have it. This is the part with the pawls assembled to the hub. And then we have the Freehub body. It goes like this. And now when we pedal, those pawls will lock on to those teeth, if you will, and your wheel will actually spin. So you are propelling the bike. But then when you stop pedaling and the bike still goes, still runs, you can see those little nice clicks, and you don't have to be pedaling all the time. So this is the mechanism right here. You see? Now these are locked, the two pawls here and there. So we can pedal, and then when the wheel is spinning, you don't pedal, or you just stop or ride and even spin backwards with your pedals. Here is how this works. In order for those two pawls to work properly, you need to have this little tiny spring like well maintained. If there will be some dirt, which is not that often that it comes in here because it's pretty well sealed, but if the water comes in and the rust does its job, it can simply break, crack, and then it won't work. Because as you can see, the spring opens the pawls. Those teeth will push those down, and the spring does this. So what you're gonna do, this is the bearing race. So the balls will be on this bearing race and on this bearing race. So this is the inner, this is the outer. That's why we are putting some grease here, but I would not recommend putting any grease right here. At least not like thick grease, but I don't use grease at all. I only use thicker type of the oil, like chain loop, let's say finish line red. So the loops that are made for running the chain in the wet conditions, wet loop, I think it works the best with these pawls, because if you put the grease there, the pawls won't work as they should. They will wear differently, and so just a little bit of a loop here around will work fine. And you will run this thing for tens of thousands of kilometers, really. This is the back side where the hub goes, and this is the outer side. One thing that one of my viewers recently told me is that he was breaking this spring too often, like it broke twice on his bike, which I'm surprised because I never broke this one on mine, but mine is always well maintained. So what he did, he simply took a key ring, you know, but the thin one, very thin one, and he put the key ring here. So if you decide to use key ring instead of the original ring, just make sure it's not too it's not too thick, it's not different like hardness, because if it pushes the pawls with too much force, there will be too much friction between this edge of your pawls and the Freehub body, so they will wear quicker. This spring, the original, is really gentle, really soft on these pawls. That's why you don't want to have really thick grease right here. So this is it. This is your Freehub body, how it works on the Shimano. The ratchet system on DD Swiss will work differently, but this is it. Make sure you maintain this one, especially after going through the water over your hub axles, your axles, wheel axles, and when you buy like an old bicycle. That's it.